Listeners tune in from far and wide, drawn to stories where...
Yo, what is up, you guys? It is your girl, Coffee B. Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Corner, you guys. I am so... wait a minute. There's a lot of things going on right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Put this down. There we go. All right. There we go. Hold on. Sorry. All right. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your girl, Coffee B. Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Corner. You guys, I am so excited today. First of all, how was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? I had a good weekend. Don't even worry about what I did this weekend because it was my birthday weekend. So I'm just kidding. I remember what happened this weekend because, I don't be doing too much. But just know that I had a good time. I went to go see Color Purple with my aunt. It was a stage play. It was a musical. You guys, and I tell you guys, the actors and actresses in that musical, so dope. And then my besties with the Westies, they, my cousin and my homegirl, my sis, my makeup artist, they took me out to this really fancy restaurant. I was like feeling so cute, feeling myself. Okay. Then Friday, my sister and my other cousin, they took me to lunch to this restaurant. You gotta wait for the review. I don't want to say it right now, but the food was good. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I have a special guest here today. Y'all know all my guests are special. This one is nothing less. You guys, I have Miss Tyme here. Not only is she an internet sensation on TikTok, but she is also an author, an entrepreneur, a mom, and so much more. Miss Tyme, aka Miss Tynesha, the author. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. So I said, how are you? But how are you?
I am good.
You're good.
Amazing.
Okay.
Blessed.
I love it.
Favorite.
Ooh. See, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like when I say, how are you? I want to know how, I'm good. No. How are you? Because some days
splits.
No, for real. Don't do it. You got on the skirt. It's cute though, but we're going to have the poom all out. We can't, we got to save that for another show. That's not the Culture Corner.
That's hype me up.
Hey, you, that's what I do. You better get hyped up. Anyway, you are so what people may or may not know is that we know each other. Like for real. I know the author from I know the author.
Yes, ma'am.
I know the author.
Yes.
And the childcare provider and the mother. So I want to dig a little deep today because I know you're not shy. And I ain't gonna go too deep, but I know you're not shy.
Deep.
I like telling your story, but first, I want to give you your flowers and tell you how amazing you are and tell you how proud I am of you for everything that you've accomplished, everything that you've overcome. I watched you go from just being the author, right, to breaking out on, like, baby, when I tell you, I wrote the book, passed it, and you was just like, boom, got it. And you, maybe, when I tell y'all she did that thing. So, with no further ado, let's get into it, right? So, you are a TikTok, like, you're human.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
But the things that you do on TikTok never cease to amaze me. So, I don't even think I want to start there with you. Okay, hold on. Let's go a little bit further back. I want to go back to a little bit of sunshine. And I don't know, that hasn't hit yet.
No, it hasn't.
That hasn't hit yet. So I don't want you to talk completely about it, but I want you to talk about what brought you to that and where you as an author is going and what you have from there. So let's go back to what inspired you to start writing.
Well, what inspired me to start writing, that's always been my outlet.
Mm-hmm.
I had a rough childhood, very rough childhood, and that was the way that I can communicate and articulate what it was that I was experiencing in my childhood without having to explode in other ways, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I've been writing since I was about 8 years old.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to fast forward because I'm going to bring it back to that because you've been extremely transparent with your audience. And I love that. So, and I want to get to your audience. So, you're known for having like the unfiltered truth. You talk about a little bit of everything and I don't want to say your breakout thing, but you have this thing where it's the side chicks are winning.
All day.
All day.
All day.
So give me one sentence that sums up side chicks are winning. Besides side chicks are winning.
I'll give you the one sentence. The moment that she gains access, she wins.
Oh, shoot. You almost made me cuss. God, dog. A
win is a win, right?
The moment that she gains access, she wins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's one of the most wildest, outrageous thing that has happened to you on your journey through TikTok?
Shit. Girl,
you've had some really like crazy panels.
Girl. The wildest I probably can't really go too deep into because it's very personable to other people. But I'll just say this, being on a platform as such, you get a lot of things that come across, when you have a platform that people think is fair and unbiased, you get a lot of emails, a lot of letters, and it goes from anywhere from maybe somebody's tea to somebody's real reality, from gossip to, this is serious, and it's no telling when you're going to get either. So I'll just say that. Ooh. I've had a lot of wild rides.
I've seen a few of those because it's a thin line. So what a lot of people don't really understand is that yes, we have real lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still real online.
Yeah, very much so.
When it's done, so people are like, "Oh, you always online? Like, that's your online life." Like, yeah, but the people here are real and they're going through real things.
Very much so.
So it's kind of like it's a blurred line that's not too blurry. Like you can really see it clearly.
Yes.
So how did you get your start on TikTok? Like, take us back to when you first got on there and then you was like, dang, I'm actually doing something.
Well, God definitely had a big part in a lot of it because you know me. And although I was a spoken word artist and an author, I had a lot of stage fright.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like to speak in front of people. I didn't like to do my spoken word. Even when I did perform, I was always nervous and I was like ready to get it over with. So God had kind of crazy because this place right here, this room that we're in right here is where I took off. This is where I took off.
What do you mean?
This used to be the Smoke Lounge.
Okay.
And he had one of my girlfriends. He had her hosting Sophisticated Sonics, which was a spoken word show. And I forgot the date. I think it was Thursdays. And she was like, you got to do this with me. I'm like, I don't even want to do open mic. I was like, but I'll do it for you because I was supporting her. She was the host. And I was like, I'm only going to do one poem. I'm only going to do one. And the last night, we did this for a couple months and we would pack it out. And the last night, I didn't know it that night. We didn't know that it was the last night. But it was our last night here, and I took the show. Like, she has an emergency. And I took the whole show. When I tell you I led the whole show, whole show. And right after that is when I went into the TikTok journey. It was like preparation for me to be in front of, because I had already got a vision. When our job, where we used to work, we had COVID happened, and we were off work. And God has shown me a vision that I'm going to be speaking in front of a lot of people. And I'm like, I'm not going to be speaking in front of a lot of people. I don't even like talking in front of people. But that was like the vision that I had gotten. And then those things started to occur where I knew he was getting me ready for a platform much bigger than I could imagine.
So did you start with like the videos, or how was your transition from videos to going live?
Here I was, girl. I was starting with my poetry, right? I'm doing like short. I was getting into it too, like, I paced the floor saying, like, I was really getting into it and I wasn't getting no traction. And me and my ex, baby mama was getting into it. And we were subliminally going back and forth. Nobody knew but us that we were subliminally going. Yeah, we were going back and forth subliminally. And this heifer called me a side chick. Now, mind you, I wasn't his side chick or anything like that. So I made a video like about side chicks. And I'm like, if y'all don't know what side chicks is, let me tell you what it is. And I did a whole video about side chicks, and that mug went viral.
Okay.
That was the video that went viral. And I would just go, it was just like a regular video of me talking about side chicks. Like, I'm sick of this side chick stuff. Let me tell y'all what a side chick is. And from there, that went viral, and then people started writing me. Side chicks started to write me, so I had started the Side Chick Sagas, and it blew up from there.
So when did you start, like, going, what made you press the live button?
So after the side chick thing, I had 300 followers, okay? 300. I went from 300 followers to over 100K followers in 3 months, organically, over the side chick stuff. And you had to have 1,000 followers to go live. So once I hit the 1,000 follower mark, I just started going live, and my caption would be "Side chicks are winning," and people would just come in the room. They would flood the room. 500-600 people in there arguing with me, calling me a Jezebel, a hussy, a home wrecker. And that just took off from there.
So speaking of them calling you all those names, right? For people who don't get the side chick, I don't say movement, but the side chicks are winning movement, what's one thing that they really don't understand that you want them to understand?
What I always try to tell women is not really, one, the common denominator is a man, right? Women, we fight with each other. We go back and forth with each other. As I said in the beginning, that's what I was doing, going back and forth with another woman. But we always forget that common denominator is that male, right? If that male had not allowed this woman access, she wouldn't have it. And we fight each other, but we don't address the issue. And I tell people, like, another thing that I would say, you win, become a side chick to your man. Become the side chick in your relationship. Because a lot of times when we get in relationships, we forget how we get them is possibly how you keep them.
Well, how do you become a side chick to your man?
Because people, they get in relationships, right? And everything that they did to get that man, they stop. Right? The spontaneity, the surprise, all that guac rodeo. They stopped doing all that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Like you got them now. So
you got them now, so what's the point? So you, and I know it's hard because you have arguments, you have there's just different factors that may happen in a relationship where I don't want to do this. I don't feel like doing this. I don't like you today. It's just keep that up. And I always tell people, you can do all of that and the man can still cheat on you. Don't get it twisted. Right? Don't get it twisted. You can do everything in your power to, and be the best woman and the man can still cheat on you. But at least you can walk away saying, I did my part.
So let's go back to, I knew something was wrong. Okay. Let's go back to, so I want to talk about a little bit about growing up and then what may have, so because I know you, I know some of your story, and I had asked you off camera. I was like, I couldn't quite remember if you were, if you were in foster care, if you were adopted, and you confirmed that you were in foster care, right? So tell me more about your foster care journey, because you're a different type of woman, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is that you got a little bit of a harder shell, but a really soft inside, and you're not afraid to talk and speak. So I want to know how you became Tanisha from being that little girl who wasn't really around her mom, but then got around her mom and things like that. So give us your journey.
Well, I was 13 when we were taken away from my mom. We were sent to the city to my aunt, and I was the only one out of all of us that was where I would attempt to take my own life, right? I had made 13, overall I think I had 13 attempts overall in my childhood to try to take my life. So with that, my aunt had caught me, I had took a whole bottle of pills, and with that she realized she could not keep me. I was too much of a risk. In that I was sent to a diagnostic center, which would be considered like a group home for children that need a placement. In that, they found me a foster home, and I was sent to a foster home. I was about 14 by the time that I was sent to the foster home. And it was my freshman year of high school. I was only there probably about a year or so before my mom got custody back of us. But I was the only one of my siblings that was in foster care.
How did that make you feel, being the only one?
I was the only one with a lot of things. I had always been the only one. I was the only one that experienced a lot of things out of my siblings. Not invalidating anything they've experienced, but I was always the only one sometimes. You know.
Okay, so being the only one that experienced so much, how do you feel like that made you different from, or do you feel like it made you different from your siblings?
I was always different.
Okay.
I've always been different, and I know it. So I've been knowing I was different since a kid. So
do you feel like it affected your relationships at all with your siblings?
No.
Really?
No. Me and my younger sister, we were very close.
Okay.
I had assigned myself the role of protector to her, if that makes sense. My older siblings, they lived with my grandparents, and so we weren't as close as we could have been because we were separated most of our childhood. We were there, we were with each other, but then we were separated, but then we were with each other, and then we were separated. So that relationship didn't really get too deep because of the separation, that we felt like there was an envy there, where it's like you got to go with, and it created a division amongst my older sister and us younger ones. It created a divisiveness with us.
Have you guys ever tried to work on that relationship? Or
Oh yeah, we're fine now.
You're fine now?
We've done the work now, but in our younger years, we didn't even understand it.
So what would you tell a little girl that's in foster care now, like how to mentally, like even though, like you said, it was just a year, like that's a long time to be, especially at 13, like a little bit of something at 13. You know what I'm saying?
It was a lot.
You went through some things. So what could you tell somebody that had to go through something that you went through? Like what's something encouraging that you could tell them?
Well, the biggest thing is it's not your fault. It's nothing that you could have done different. It's not your fault. You know, a lot of times younger, you blame yourself. I blamed myself for why I was where I was. So it's not your fault. You know, it's out of your control. It's nothing that that you can do to change it. But you are not. This isn't who you are. This is a transition. You know, this is just a part of your journey. But you don't have to stay here. Once you get out of here, you decide what you do. When you have the choice, your choices are yours when you're younger, right? Your teenage years. But when you get to that point where you can make those choices and now change the world, you can be a part of that, and your journey is a part of you, right? That's it. That's all.
I think I added myself.
Oh.
And so, I know your love for children, right? Your love for children goes really, really deep. Do you feel like that has anything to do with how? Because you're a different kind of teacher, and I've seen you, and I absolutely love your teaching style. But do you feel like that has anything to do with how you love them? Like you give them a little extra care. I've seen that, and you're able to talk to some parents on a different kind of level.
So you know what did that? The teachers that was my teachers.
Oh.
Yeah. My second grade teacher, Miss Ingram. I ain't trying to be emotional now. Like, my second grade teacher. First, my kindergarten teachers, Miss Tyler. I don't remember the other lady's name, but they put a lot of care into me.
Yeah.
It's like they knew there was something. They knew. And in that, they didn't treat me like I was special over the other kids, but they poured in to me.
Yeah.
They invested into me emotionally and, those aspects. And I would never forget them, Miss Tyler, Miss Ingram, Miss Vansa. Like, she wasn't even a teacher. She was an ISS lady. Miss Guerrera. Those people, and I may be leaving out some, but those people, they poured into me a lot, knowing my situation, and I always aspired to be that way when I grew up. I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to make sure that I knew that I had that eye of those children that just needed an extra hug, just to be pulled to the side, and maybe just that talk and, a little bit of understanding.
So when it comes to kids, you are a young mom.
Yes.
And so how do you feel like that even molded you to be a little bit different too? And how did you choose because once again, you're not traditional.
Right.
We had our parents, cool.
Yeah.
But even at the big age that we are, it's still a difference between how we was raised, how we raised our kids. So how do you feel, what do you feel that you do differently and also things that you instill in your daughter to do differently?
There's a lot of different dynamics in that, because my mom had an addiction when I was a kid, but she wasn't a bad mom. I don't think people understand that part. She wasn't a bad mom. She was sick, but she wasn't a bad mom. She taught us things. She taught us to stick together. She taught us a lot of things that we needed to use. Me and my mom that's why I was impacted the most. We had a really strong relationship when I was a kid. I was really close with her. So the things that she instilled in us, the relationship that we can go and talk to her about anything and things like that, that's what I always wanted to make sure I kept, that part of her. It was like two different people. It was Barbara and Baby Doll. It was like those two different people, but that mother that I knew when she wasn't sick, when she wasn't drinking or wasn't,
that was your
those
mom.
things that she taught me, that's the mother I aspired to be, that woman.
And do you feel like you have done that with your girls?
I think so. I think I have. And also with that too, allowing my children too to teach me how to parent with them, what works with them. They're different kids, right? Me being a teacher fostered me as a parent as well, because I started teaching when I started working with kids, not teaching, when I was like 17. So I learned through the parents, and I learned through working with kids. I learned even how to be with my kids too. So a lot of different aspects taught me.
I like how you let them explore their individuality, right?
Yes.
You have one that does hair and makeup?
She does lashes, makeup, yes.
Okay,
yes.
And then your oldest is a rapper. She raps. When I tell you,
yes.
I absolutely love that song. So I'm glad that you hone into their talents. Were there any generational patterns that you noticed that you started to do that you may have changed, or that you may have I'm gonna hold on to this little tidbit from mama?
The one generational pattern that I think the elephant in the room is breaking that silence. We're always told, you always hear what goes on in this house stays in this house. You always hear, don't say that, that's your mama. Don't, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I believe in speaking up and standing in your truth, right? With my kids, they didn't have to talk to me. If they felt uncomfortable talking to me about something, my whole thing was talk to somebody, a trusted adult. If you can't talk to me about it, talk to your grandmama. Talk to somebody that's a trusted adult. I always made sure they knew that. Don't talk to your peers or nobody like that, but somebody that you knew had your best interest. You may not want to tell me everything, and I'm okay with that. I think as a parent, you have to be okay with your child not coming to you. Some parents get offended. Why you didn't tell me? Some things they may not.
Talk to mom and dad. And, sometimes there are things, you're like, dang, this is my mama, so I can't really say.
Absolutely.
But as long as you have that trusted dog, because I try to build that relationship also with friends, kids, or things like that, because it's a safe space. And especially once they get a little bit older, you still there. It don't matter what age they are. They
need somebody that they can be able to, and it's not always going to be you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think knowing that that's okay, that allowed them, they would come to me, but my oldest daughter, she always talked to my mom.
Yeah.
And my mom may give me a little hint here and there, and I think she wanted her to. I think my daughter wanted my mom to tell me, because she didn't know how to, and when my mom would hand it to me, I knew how to handle it in a different approach, or how to, okay, maybe she's dealing with this. So it helps when you open that up, because they'll talk to you. Somebody can say, hey, maybe she's dealing with this, or maybe she's going through something. You be like, okay, you get what I'm saying? So then you know how to deal with that moving forward.
So, with you having 2 daughters, how has motherhood changed your perspective when it comes to like love, men, relationships? Like you, and they're old enough to know the whole side chicks are winning kind of thing. So, what do you, if you teach them anything about like love, side chick, all that stuff?
Well, I ain't nobody's side chick now. Look. I ain't nobody's side chick now. With my kids, I was married, most of, my youngest daughter's life to her father. And after that, relationships were a bit different, after the divorce. So I think when you're raising daughters, they are watching you. Yeah. Abusive men, infidelity, those type of things. You're human. We still go through things, and I think they're watching how we deal with those things. And they know I done cried and went back too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think even in that, just conversation. We're human. We are parents, but we are human. We deal with things, and just I think it's hard to hide everything when we think we hide everything from them. When we're emotional, you close on the door, you think they don't hear you crying behind the door as they do. So I think just being open and honest with them and not projecting my own relationship issues onto them and their relationships. Their relationships are theirs and not mine.
So speaking of relationships, coming into your panel, it's usually some kind of if it's not something that's going on in TikTok land, it's usually about people really seeking relationship help, right?
Right.
And because people get the misconception side chicks are winning as a bad thing, I think that either they feel like you gonna be a certain way when in reality, like, you like, no, y'all, like, I love. So give me, how do you personally define love?
Shoot, that's a big thing. Define love?
Or what's your outlook on love? Like, do you believe in love?
I do. I am a hopeless romantic, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes, I am. I am a hopeless. I'm okay with being single at this moment, but I would love to be married again.
Y'all hear that, fella? She's single. Sorry.
I would love to be married again, and I would love to be in a healthy relationship. Okay. Love is, people think that you could say something like, let's say, Shauna, I could be like, you my friend, right? And you love me, and you may hurt my feelings. And I say, you don't love me. I don't believe in that. I don't think that means you don't love. I think you can hurt people that you love. I think you could offend people that you love. I think that some people weaponize the word love to their advantage. And I think that that's where we mess up at. Love doesn't change us from being human.
That's the word.
It doesn't, right. Love is love. Yeah. And I mean, I can love you and still hurt you. Yeah. My love doesn't change. I can offend you. But how I move forward in my hurt and I say, okay, I'm going to fix it. Well, you get what I'm saying? But I can love you and still hurt you.
Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper into, because you had a viral clip. You were on the Tonight's Conversation.
Yes.
And you basically told your side chicks are winning. So I know we talked about it in the beginning for you to give me one sentence, but I want to know more. Like, why side chicks out here winning?
Well, that wasn't what I went viral for, actually.
Okay.
It was what can a man get from a girlfriend? What can a man get from a wife that he absolutely cannot get from a girlfriend?
Okay.
Yes. And people twisted that into side chicks. They took that and they assumed, a lot of people took that and assumed I was speaking to side chicks. Because of I guess they own stuff. But some
men out here got girlfriends. I mean, some women out here got boyfriends and husbands too.
Well, actually, that wasn't. So what it is, a lot of people, the marriage thing, right? Okay. The title of marriage. A lot of women, when I would do side chicks, or when the wives will come up and be like, well, they don't get the house, they don't get the last name.
But you're not even talking about the full
and I would say, well, what does he get from you? Okay, you get the house, you get the last name, you get the insurance when he died, whatever. What can he get from you that he can't get from you? What can he get from you as a wife that he couldn't get from you before he married you? That's what I mean. What can he get from a wife that he can't get from a girlfriend? The title change of it. What does that mean? When you upgrade from a girlfriend to a wife, what are you bringing different to the table?
So, in your personal opinion, who gets the most benefit?
You mean from a side chick or the girlfriend?
The side chick or the girlfriend?
Oh, the side chick.
Okay, explain.
Yeah, like she gets.
I just want to know because I'm nosy.
Okay. Hear me out when I say this because I'm not justifying cheating.
Before this, I would have said that I defended because it took me a minute to understand it. But for those who may not understand, I want them to know because from my perspective, it's just like the side chick ain't got to do nothing.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not condoning infidelity or cheating in any way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Back in the day, like 20 years ago when I was a side chick. Mm-hmm. I was a broken woman, very broken woman. But what I got from that situation was something that I couldn't get from the relationship that I was in prior. Security, vulnerability. You look like that when I said security. Why?
Because how did you get security?
I wanted you to ask that question.
Okay.
When you're in a relationship, especially if it's unhealthy, right? And I'm only talking about an unhealthy relationship. Mm-hmm. Or just say you have even a healthy relationship and your spouse maybe goes somewhere, he ain't answering the phone or things like that. You don't know where he's at. You don't know where he's going. You know what I'm saying? Those things. As a side chick, I knew all that. If you don't answer the phone, I knew why you not answering the phone.
Sheesh.
When you leave me, I know where you going. Right? I knew all I needed to know because what he gave me was the truth. Yeah. For some reason, you know, they say maybe because he don't love you, he don't care. Well, I guess that's fine for me.
The truth.
I just needed to know the truth because, and especially being somebody that was broken, that came from a person that wasn't being honest. Honesty benefited me in many ways because I just needed to know. It's like I need to know what's going on, and I got that. I got that. Yeah.
Dang, y'all. So,
and I'm just saying, I'm not justifying it. You know, you want to get the truth from a relationship, but a lot of times you don't. You know, and especially back in the, like I said, I was a broken woman, so I'm right out of a really toxic relationship into side chick land, right? And inside, I will, and I'm be honest with you, Shauna, just to hear me when I say this, I don't want to be nobody's side chick today. Being single is peaceful. I've been a wife, I've been a girlfriend, and I've been a side chick. Out of all those roles, the most peaceful role I've ever had in my life was the side chick. And I'm just going to tell the truth. I don't care if I have a healthy relationship. It was still peaceful. Yeah. I'm just being honest. Not saying I would love a marriage and I'm going to work, you're going to put in the work for that. But the facts are the facts. That was the most peaceful.
When you was a side chick. Because I feel like.
Less stressful.
As a side chick, you know your role. Yeah. You know that if
you know what it is.
Not talking
you know
to you,
you know what it is.
His girl. You know what to find her. You know these things.
You know what it is.
And there's no expectations on it.
None. Now when you start putting expectations on it and stuff, that's when you're gonna be disappointed. Like when you go with the flow thing. It's just it was fun at 21. You know, it was a fun thing to do at the age of 21. Now, people are doing it later in years because it works for them, right? And I do understand why it works for some people, but I don't suggest that to be a long-term thing.
You're like, no, this is not happening all over again. Yeah. So, so once again, going back to your daughters, right? You have. Have you ever told them any of this? Like, if you're gonna be a side chick, be a good one, or if you gonna or learn from me and don't do it. No, I'm saying like, learn from me and don't know. Learn from me.
No, we haven't had those conversations because neither one of them have been in that situation. Okay. They've been in. Both of them have been like in their relationships, and if they've been a side chick, I haven't known them to be a side chick. I don't have those conversations with my kids unless they're in a. Like I said, I don't project my relationships onto my children. So if they haven't come to me and say, Mom, I'm dealing with this dude, he got a girlfriend, what do I do? We're not having that conversation because I'm not going to assume that you're in that position just because I once was in that position. Okay. So if they've ever come to me, we may have that conversation in that aspect, but they've never come to me and said, Mom, I'm dealing with this guy, but he got a girlfriend. What do I do? I haven't had them come to me in those types of situations.
And I love that because, you know, your viewers are so wide. And the reason because your mother took girls, I asked is because, like, you never know the age range of the people that are watching you. So some people are very impressionable, right?
Absolutely.
And I know and because I know, like, I've known your daughter, they are both very strong minded. Like, they're both very strong minded. They do what they want to do.
Yes, so they do.
I know some people out there in TikTok land might be like, side chick, let me be a side chick. So that's why I ask, because I don't want to.
And I always tell women, I'm not telling you to go out and, you know, like Shauna, when you find peace, you really ain't interested in either or.
Yeah.
You know, well, when I mean main chick or side chick, because if you're a main chick, that means he got a side chick. But if you're the only, I always tell women, endeavor to be the only. You know what I'm saying? And when you find peace, like 2 years ago, when I first started my platform, you know, I'm still learning how to find peace within myself, right? Being with myself. And today, and I say side chicks are winning when I tell women, be a side chick to your man. But I don't encourage any woman to be in any relationship if you're not at peace with being with yourself. And that's just my advice to any woman that wants to get. Don't chase no title. Don't chase a relationship because everybody say you should be in a relationship. Don't stay in a relationship because you're afraid that you failed or, you know, people gonna laugh and talk about you. If you have not found peace with yourself, find peace with yourself first before you even try to attach yourself to anyone else. And then you will know how to move from there and because when you're not at peace with yourself, you accept anything. You'll deal with you just accept anything. I'll be as I but when you learn how to be by yourself, you be like, all right, I'm cool on that. You know, I can walk away from that right now.
So I want to transition just a bit to Chasing the High, right? I want to talk. So tell us about Chasing the High. It's one of your one of my favorites.
You have that book.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about Chasing the High and what that book meant to you.
Chasing the High was one of my healing books. That was one of the 21 books that I wrote during COVID. And that's when I was learning some things about myself that I had no clue. I was dealing with a lot of trauma, no father. I learned during that time that a lot of my relationships, I was making men apply for positions in my life they never signed up for, right? You get what I'm saying? So I'm this man, he reminded me of what my father should have been. Or he reminded me of what my big brother, you know, like trying to find some type of male figure in these men. And Chasing the High, that was me unpacking all of those things that I was unaware that I was holding on to. All of those toxic traits that I was trying to find love in a male instead of trying to find that love within myself. And Chasing the High is just that. Chasing the idea of love from man to man or woman to woman, you know, trying to find something in other people that you must find in yourself.
So how did you write that book and then but also wrote a book that gave so much love and homage to Black men? You had the Dear Black King.
Yeah.
And then Dear Black Queen. So with Dear Black King,
So you're saying how was I able to write something about
so
being hurt?
positive? Yeah.
Well, because here's the thing. The Black men that I dated, my father, they hurt me. Not all Black men hurt me. And you have to separate that. Every man ain't hurt me. Every mother didn't hurt me. Every woman didn't hurt me. These people hurt me. So I can still say I've been hurt by these kind of men and still love men. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because I don't have a hatred for all people because of what I've been through.
Because even on your panel, you give them so much. Like, people expect you to be bashing men. And you like, if you come here, I've caught you one time, like, if you come here thinking I'm going to bash this man, like, I'm not bashing no Black man.
There are some amazing Black men in this world, though, right? I just ain't chose them yet.
They great. They out there
I
somewhere.
mean, my picker is a little broken, you know, but there are some amazing. We gotta show love, you know, give props to props is due. There are some amazing Black men in this world. There are. All of them ain't bad.
And so you've also written some children's books. Tell me about that journey and why.
Look, you going deep, ain't you?
Hey, look, I told you.
Look, I got a lot. I got a big umbrella, and then it's like all this stuff underneath. My children books, you know, you worked with me, and that came from where we used to work. Me telling, you know, I used to get the kids together and telling stories to the kids. Just making them up.
I used to make up the most stories.
Off the top of my head. And one of the parents, she came to me one day and she said, I'm looking for this book. He's been driving me crazy. I'm like, what book are you talking about? And she's like, it has this shark, you know, she said, I'm like, oh, I said, oh, there is no book. You know? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I just made it up.
There's no book.
So,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so he was driving his mom crazy about that book. So what I did is as a parting gift to all my preschool kids, it's like the end of the preschool year, I typed up all the stories and I made them into little books for them. And after that, I decided I'm going to go ahead and publish those books.
Nice.
And that's how that started.
So out of all the books that you've written, what is the one that's dearest to your heart and why? And tell us a little bit about it.
The one that's dearest to my heart would be the book that's unpublished, which would be my life story, A Little Bit of Sunshine, because that is what got me started and completed. That was the first book I wrote and completed, and it took off from there. But that's also my story. So that's why it's the dearest to me, because it's mine and it belongs to me.
So is that book, it's complete?
Yes.
So how long are we gonna hold? Okay, so so let me tell y'all a story about A Little Bit of Sunshine, right? It was her first book.
My first book.
And it wasn't a book, y'all. It was pieces of paper. And we worked at the same place, and she would pass around these pieces of paper for us to read. And we would just read it, and we would want more. Yeah. And so she would print and
I was using all the company paper.
But we were reading it. She even got something where she would tie it and bind it together for us, you know what I'm saying? So we can read it and keep it in order. So, but that's been almost 10 years.
Dang, it has been about that time.
Yeah, so what? Why are we holding on to
I think I need to get to it, huh?
Maybe. Because when I tell y'all, A Little Bit of Sunshine is, it's good. And it's your story. So I asked you all these things about your story, about your upbringing, and that book embodies it all.
Yes, it does.
But in your words, that book is good. Yeah.
I'm gonna get to it. I was holding on to it because, like I said, it's mine. And I remember the first time I felt like, I wait till people know who I am. People don't know who I am yet. So who is Tanisha? Who is that?
Ooh.
I think people know who I am.
I think a few people know who you are, just a little bit. Are there any other books or projects that you have in the works right now?
I have a couple of things in the work right now. I do have some books that I told you I wrote 21 in that 6-month time, so I've only published 14 of those 21 books. So I have to finish the editing and things of that nature for those other 6 books, and I got more books that I'm working on. I have some projects that I'm working on and becoming a part of a new show as well. A script writing I've been asked to do. So a lot of new things that I'm looking forward to. Yes.
I really want to know the tea, but there's some things that I can't. Oh, how did you come up with the name Tyme? That's what I want to.
Well, funny thing, one of our coworkers, Stephanie.
Really?
I can say her name. Yes, so when we were at work, I was saying I wanted to do like a show with my poetry. And I was like, I want to do poetry. She was like, oh, you should do like a dark, like after dark type of thing where you do the poetry and then do topics. I'm like, okay. And she was like, you could be like tea, like tea after dark with tea, because my name is Tanisha. So the after dark with tea, and that's how that was just that part. And then I kind of put that to the side, and when I started TikTok, I was Ty the Authoress, right? And then I stayed Ty the Authoress, and then I'm like, my name is T. Well, I could use a T, like she said, tea, and it's tea time. Like, it's time for tea, And it just actually wasn't, the name that I've lived up to wasn't what it was supposed to be. But I have lived up to tea time. But that wasn't what it was created for. To spill nobody's tea, okay?
Because you have different segments on your show. So tell us a few of the segments that you have on your show.
Well, we do relationships. We talk about, we have a lot of different topics. I haven't been into topics lately, but I'm definitely getting back into it because I'm on the messiest side of the app, one of the messiest side of the app you can think of. So I'm trying to get back. I'm running.
Trying so hard.
I'm drowning in there.
I go on her live, and I'm like, I don't know none of this stuff. And so I'll be trying to dig, and it just don't work for me. I'll be trying, can y'all invite me to the messy side? I want to be on the messy side of TikTok. Just invite me over.
And I did misspeak. It's tea time. It was tea time with Ty. Taken the with Ty out.
Okay.
But it was tea time with Ty. So like tea time, like it's time for, like.
So you just need the tea time.
I've taken the Ty out. I like just tea time. But I do. We do relationship topics. We do friendship topics, and I'm getting ready to start a series, which is very important. Toxic moms, and I think it definitely is necessary. But we don't talk enough about the moms that are not so good, the moms that are projecting their relationship issues onto their children or putting their children, after a relationship or gaslighting their children. Because I'm your parent, do as I say, and no individuality to their kids. And I think that's a conversation and something that's very broad that needs to be discussed.
So when it comes to your books and a creative and storytelling, how would you like to be remembered for like say if for any reason you just stopped writing and you went full on into like television or whatever the case may be, what would you want them to remember you by as a writer?
As a writer? Mm-hmm. Oh, what they say. Like I can make people visualize the whole, like my words can make people see it in real life. Like you can smell this. This is what I've been told. Okay, it's what I've been told. But you can smell it. You can actually you can see it coming to life. And that's what I want to always be remembered as, somebody that I can take some words, because people don't like reading anymore.
True.
So when you can read a book and you can actually see it playing out in your head, I want people to be able to keep that. I'm looking forward to the next chapter. I'm always looking forward to, and I can see this actually happening. I want to keep that.
So let's flip it. What about, because of your fame on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, things like that, how would you want them to remember for any reason you stepped away? Like, I don't even want to do this TikTok thing no more. How would you want them to remember you on your platform?
The one thing that gets me in the most trouble, but the one thing that people remember when they need help, is my fairness and unbiasedness. That I try to treat everybody as an individual, and I treat every situation as it presents, not from what I think it should be. And just giving everybody a chance to have a voice, even if I don't like you, even if you've...
Because you do give people time to speak.
I do.
Like, I watch you, and you really do take time to listen first. Everybody want to jump and talk. And you like, wait, I'll cut your mic off. I'm going to drop you down. You're going to wait a minute, and you can come back up when you're done. This is my platform. This is how I want to do things. So I do want to give you your kudos for always letting people tell their side of the story.
Yeah.
Because that's very rare. People just end up jumping. So I'm not going to say what it was, but it was one panel that I came in yours, baby. I'm like, who went to who house and who didn't take a shower and who did what and what? Like, what in the, you went out of town to see, what? Girl,
it gets real.
It gets really real on your platform. Okay.
And I didn't realize I had as much, like I said, even, I don't know, Risa Tisa, when Risa Tisa blocked me, I already knew.
Not Risa Tisa.
Yeah, I knew. When Risa Tisa blocked me, I knew. I said, I got some influence.
Did she ever come up on your show?
No, she ain't come on my show, but she knew who she married. That's why she knew exactly who she. And I didn't want to talk about it, but they wanted me to talk about it. But when she blocked me, I was like, yeah, I got some cool. Oh yeah, she didn't like what I had to say.
That's correct. How's she gonna tell her whole story and then get mad?
Girl, that started brought so many things out that time. It was so many things that happened in that day.
Like that COVID story. That was
after COVID.
Yeah, right. But it
happened during. Yeah.
So people were still like so glued, because a lot of things happened during that time. So her finally telling her story was like, yeah, the way she did it, that man, she got married.
It did not take no 25 clips to know who the heck. I knew by the third.
All right, let's brighten it up a little bit. I'm just gonna ask you some fast round questions, right?
Okay.
All right. So, love or money?
Love.
Ooh, date night out or in?
Ooh, in. Which date night? Okay, go ahead.
So date night, like if you
the first date?
No, like maybe like
this is
maybe
my
like
man.
Date.
I like date night in. We can do picnics.
Date night in, like
that.
Okay. So are you a sweet or savory person?
Sweet.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Because we ain't gotta wear no clothes.
Yeah.
Solo trip or girls trip?
I can do girls trip. All day long. Yeah.
Okay. Side chick or main chick?
Side chick all day.
You know what? I'm
Yeah.
done with you. I am done with
I have
you.
to choose between the two. That's what I'm choosing.
No, hey, look, that is in all fairness.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so before we get ready to wrap up here, any advice for women navigating love and life on their own terms? Because you've always marched to the beat of your own drum. So, what advice would you give a woman that's like, okay, so you know me, right? And I'm been supposed to come lay on your couch. I'm gonna have to come lay on her couch because I got some things to talk about, okay? But you know, I felt like I had to go through certain things on my own first.
Yeah.
So with you knowing, like, you know, I had a divorce, and this was before I even lost my son.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, man, my husband got a okay, so look. I'm real raw, and it was some things in our relationship that I had found out.
Yes.
And you literally told me, like, are you his side, or have you been, you know, being his side chick? And I was like, well, no, like, what am I doing? And you was like, that's the problem. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to learn how to be a side chick, y'all. Just for my, I want to be the only in the side.
She ain't want to do that stuff, that one thing.
I ain't want to do that one thing. She told me I had to spin and jump and some other stuff. I wasn't with it. Did not. Shout out to my ex-husband. I love you. You my nigga. No, but yes. What is some advice you can give someone who might be going through some relationship issues?
Every relationship is different. You know, I always say self-reflect. Right? It's easy for us to say, you did this to me, you doing this to me, you hurt me, you. Self-reflect on who am I? And, you know, are we being our better selves? Are we the person that we were in the beginning? Like, self-reflect, you know, and if you say, yeah, I'm doing everything I can, I don't tell people to leave. Right. It's hard to have a general advice for people because everybody has their own
and I
thing.
think we talked about that before,
self-reflection
too,
is really big for me.
To look at what you're like, what are you doing? And I think I had to take a step back to, at the time, apologize to my then husband. Like, you know, these are some things that I can say that I could have done better, or that I wasn't doing. You know, when it comes to things like that, like, shit, I wasn't doing, like, it came to a point where I was like, I didn't want to have sex, or I didn't want to, you know, do anything. And you was like, you got to bust it open for real. You know what I'm saying? So, but like you said, every relationship has their own.
I ask you this question, just for that part, with sex part. Do you still show up for work?
I show up for work.
There we go.
Oh. All right. Well. There we go.
And I'm single, so what do I know?
Right.
I always say that I'm single, so what do I know? But I always say just self-reflect.
But I'm gonna get married again.
Me too.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Me too. Self-reflect always, because I can't change you, but I can always change me.
Yeah.
In a better way. Like, I don't have to fit into your box, but let me make sure I'm the best version of me I can be at this time.
I guess I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot here. So, where can people find your books?
Okay, so you can find me TY space NESHA. You can find that on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Libraries, some libraries. I don't know all the libraries. I know we have some libraries out here that you can find me. I know there's some down the south you can find me. Just look up your local library. I know I am in some of the libraries. I think some of my stuff may be in Barnes & Noble, and you may be able to find it on Kindle as well. Amazon. Just look at your local bookstores.
And how can they get in touch with you if they want to spill some tea or just book you or anything like that?
Oh, so listen.
Uh-oh.
You can spill a tea in my email, teatyme@gmail.com. And we have a show called X-Files that I do as well, and it's getting closure from your ex. So I have a lot of people that write in and be like, I want to know, you know, why you did boo, 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 boo. And it's actually really good. X-Files is coming back, and they call me the man whisperer, Shauna. So I've getting the men.
I remember
they talk. The men be like, well, let me tell you. You
talk. You got to tell me, because I got to, please let me know when they come back, because I want to be there.
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah.
X-Files. I need to be there.
How about you be a part of X-Files?
I'll do it.
You do it?
I'll do it. I would do that because I think because I'm a sweet person. And I feel like I love men, and I feel like men need space to talk. And I feel like women, when they're by themselves, they may not give the man. It's like
giving them
may
away.
not. So if something like that happens, I feel like the man will actually feel free.
Well, let's
to
do
talk.
an X-File. You have to. I'm gonna message you. She's gonna do an X-File. We gonna do it on this. We gonna do it over here too.
No, not over here. We gonna do it over there.
I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it.
Do it over there. Okay. I just had to see.
Let's go.
Oh, but no, that'll actually be amazing. Okay, so before we leave, give us a little teaser of your next project.
I will be sitting on a couch like this.
Okay.
I will be working with amazing hosts.
Okay.
And we will be starting our own podcast.
Nice.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Y'all be trying to push them girl doing money. Okay.
Yes. It's called Rock Steady.
Okay.
And that will be starting this month, actually, in a couple weeks. And then I will be starting my own podcast called The Unfiltered Tea Party.
Finally.
Yes.
Because I remember the Unfiltered Tea Party for quite some time now. So I am.
And you have been a big inspiration for that, Shauna. You have, because I watch you keep pushing and thriving. Even with the photo, people may think it, but I'm really shy when it comes to a lot of things. Not like people would think, but you and I both know where some of the shyness comes in. And I'm coming out my shell. Yeah. And you've inspired that a lot. Me watching you and you continue thriving through it all. Through it all.
And I also do thank you for, like, when I lost my son, you were there. Like, you talked to me, you gave me opportunity to speak on your panel. Yeah. And it gave me some light to want to continue to speak. These are things that I do want to do. I want to tell my story. Yeah. Like, I will not let my son's name just be empty, So I want to continue to share that. And you've pushed me as that. Like, I watch you and be like, hey, I can do that. I haven't gotten the courage. Like, I'll go live every now and then, but I need to get more intentional with it. But
I think you'll do great too.
Don't tell me I'm gonna go live tomorrow. No, I'm just saying.
and have that have that as your title. And just open the door. And you need help, I definitely will be there.
I love you so much. Yeah. Any last words that you want to say to your audience, or just people who may want to, I don't know, do some of the things that you do, or anything?
I'll say this, and I said this. I say this all the time, and I really want people to hear this. Everything that I've done, I've been through a lot in my life, but everything that I've done as far as the working world is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to work with kids, and I become a teacher. I've always wanted to write books, and I become an author. I've always wanted to be able to speak in front of people, and that's what I do. Walk in your purpose, whatever that is. Don't allow your other people or even yourself to deter you from walking in your purpose. Walk in your purpose. And you'll see things in a whole different way when you're getting up to a regular 9 to 5, if that's not what you want to do. And I don't want to do this. When you start walking in your purpose, you'll see things a lot different.
You guys, walk in your purpose. With that being said, hey, look, if you're looking to be, if you want to get on my couch, if you want to talk, if you want to just anything that you do, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a musician, if you have something that you want to talk about, come DM me, inbox me, let's talk. I want to get to know you. And if you have a business or something that you want to promote and get out there, inbox me. Let me know. I'm always down to just get your brand, anything that you do out there a little bit. And, how I always end everything, you guys, is keep showing up, keep speaking up, keep shining. The culture needs you. From my mic to your heart, this is Coffee Beat, and I'm out. Thank you so much, my love. I appreciate you.
Girl, I wasn't ready.